Hi there, welcome to the latest episode of my 10-minute moan. And the topic of this one is this crazy thing I've just stumbled on Twitter. I actually thought this was a parody, right? There is a school, granted, it's not a Monday to Friday school, right? It's mostly weekends and that nonsense, made up with apparently volunteers in Glasgow, Cannon Park. I just want to read out one of their tweets telling you what they've been up to today. On the 29th of January, they posted, "Thanks to everyone who came to our session yesterday. We wrote a manifesto, played games, and were joined by our friends from Art Workers for Palestine and the SAWA to paint Palestinian birds and plants, learn their names in Arabic, and design a Free Palestine banner." Now, I'm looking at this, and the kids in the photographs for this particular event look like preschool kids. These are nursery school kids, and they've got them writing manifestos, right? And I'm like, what? Why would you want to write a manifesto? Why would you want to even teach kids that are preschool ages what the word manifesto means? So, that was something that was shared by someone. I'll find out who it was on Twitter, and I'll post this video on them as a way of thanks. So I goes on to the bio of this Red Sunday School, at Red Sunday School, if you want to have a look yourself, because you probably won't believe me, because I didn't believe it. I genuinely thought it was a parody account, somebody taking the absolute piss, right? Red Sunday School is a new socialist school for children and young people based in the south side of Glasgow. Joined Twitter, July 21. So it's been going for, what, 2.5 years? Well, Twitter's been going 2.5 years. I don't know how long they've been going. So I just want to have a wee scroll back. And by the way, see this video, this is totally off the cuff. Normally I'll sit down for a wee half hour, 20 minutes before a video. Don't write scripts, but write some notes about what I'm going to say. This isn't. This is just off the cuff. Right? I just saw this and thought, nah, you're kidding me on. So, apart from the manifesto, we joined our comrades from the Arts Work for Palestine, making banners and motifs, and then a wee Palestine flag, and the kids were painting solidarity banners. That was in January the 22nd. All these fun activities for kids. And they have two classes. They've got a 0 to 5s that day and 5s plus. So they're targeting nursery school, preschool and primary school kids. But it gets absolutely mad. Join us at Cannon Park Complex this Sunday, the 27th of November, to celebrate Palestinian arts, culture and resistance. Resistance. We're now talking to 0 to 5-year-olds about resistance. Drop in 11:30 to 1 for craft activities, stories and music. Community meal 1 p.m, free, all welcome, travel expenses are provided. And then it shows you some of their artwork, which is Palestine, Save the Kids, Free Palestine posters, all this sort of stuff, right? And then, where is it? That was just something that he posted. Aye. The 4th of November, Glasgow Red Sunday School has created a zine as a resource to help people understand what's happening in Palestine. And then they've got photographs of this zine, which are aimed at kids. Now, I'm quite sorry, right, but see, when I was 0 to 5 or even in primary school, nobody sat down and spoke. There would have been wars at that time. Nobody sat me down and started telling me all about them and explaining this, and I was to make up manifestos, banners. It gets better as I scroll down. Again, I do apologise for the bittiness of this video, but it is totally off the cuff. There was one about a march. Where is it? 31st October. I don't even know if Israel had went in to Palestine or Gaza at this time. This is on the 31st October. Remember, the Hamas had invaded Israel on the 7th October. No, it was at least a couple of weeks before they started the land invasion. But anyway, back on the 31st October, Red Sunday School says free Palestine. This Sunday we made Palestine flags, wrote messages for workers at arms factories in Scotland to be given out next week, learnt about the Kifaye, don't know what that is, and the watermelon, wrote our names in Arabic and chanted together and marched. So now these letters to arms factories in Scotland, I'm kind of not thinking they'll be, could you send us more bullets, please? They'll probably be, could you stop supplying Israel, right? I take it they're not trying to get tick for Hamas here, right? We chanted together and marched. These are children. What is wrong with these people? Do you know what I mean? What is it they're actually trying to achieve here? But I'll put up some of the pictures and stuff. And I must admit, see having a socialist Sunday school, if it's just like to give the wains, I mean, socialist Sunday schools are not a new thing, right? I think they had them for about, I don't know, 50s and 60s. And it was a place for, the wee street urchins that didn't have much to eat and whatever, to get a meal, get a hot meal, look after them, all that, carry on. This isn't. Have a look at the photos. There's parents in the background. None of them look poor. Right? They ain't there for a free tucker because their wains are not getting meals on a Sunday. And this is absolute chaos. Now, this is it. This one, I mean, again, the timing of it, this is Saturday the 28th of October. They're inviting, they're going to some march in George Square and they've got Palestine flags. So I can only guess it's a free Palestine march at George Square on the 28th of October. And I'm like, that cannot be right. I must be reading this wrong. If anyone wants to join the kids and comrades Red School Sunday block, you can find us at the James Watt statue opposite Greg's. They're taking the reins to these marches. And if you want to join the comrades, come along. We're just across from Greg's. Right? What is wrong with these people? And I don't even think that, I think it actually gets madder. They're advertising ceasefire now, stop the genocide. This is the 28th of October. Things hadn't really kicked off yet. Info in the demos across Scotland here. We'll be out in the streets in Glasgow. Ceasefire now. They reposted this for another mob called Woodland Tribe. I don't have a clue who they are. I'm scared to go and look because I'll probably end up flipping my lid, right? Woodland Tribe had posted this on the 6th of June and they had reposted it. Had an inspiring time hearing from the Red Sunday School at Mayday Rooms this weekend. They took us through the rich history of Socialist Scotland schools in the Sunday schools in the UK, and we talked radical. Pedagogies, I actually don't know what that means. I'll look it up, right? I'm really, really sorry. To raise radical children. They're not even hiding it. And the photograph there shows you these, they made up some banners and the Moz and Paws are standing in the background. And as I say, they all look middle class and no, they're just for the free dinner. Do you know what I mean? But they all do look typical lefty tree huggers that are probably out in the Stop Oil protests themselves Monday to Friday when the wains are at normal school. Do you know what I mean? And this is them raising the next generation of radicals. There was one I wanted to find. Hopefully I can see it. It was about what they teach these people, these children. Where is it? There's one more with the banners. They're out in the streets with capitalism, go away. Banners, kids, children, primary school ages, the oldest. Right? There's one here with the chants and the boxes and how they write words in boxes and the big giant dice and they throw them and it lets them invent new protest chants. Doesn't that sound like a fun Sunday? Honest to God. And then there's one there, the Red Sunday School are organising a fun-filled session in celebration of International Workers' Day this coming Sunday. Aye, crack on. Join us for a session focused on alternative modes of organising society and imagining hopeful futures. We explore how resources might be allocated in different ways through stories, sculpture, design and banners with the help of snacks. Why would anybody between 0 and, I don't know, I think I've seen one kid that maybe looked 11 and all this nonsense. Why would any kid at that age need to explore how resources might be allocated differently in any setting? Fucking, where's the one? I found it. 31st October 2022. Thanks to everyone who came to yesterday's Halloween session. Sounds alright so far, doesn't it? We had fun carving pumpkins, decorating biscuits, making masks, and loved everyone's socialist hero and capitalist villain costumes. And there's a photo of a couple of kids that look about 4-year-old dressed up. Now, I don't give a flying toss if you are a socialist or a capitalist. I genuinely don't. Do what you like, right? As long as it doesn't come and interfere with me, I really don't have a problem with it. But I've got a big problem with this type of indoctrination. Even if you want your child to grow up to be a mad, tree-hugging, sitting roads, stop oil protester, and that's your ambitions for them, crack on, right? But try and justify to me why you need to indoctrinate into these people. In fact, you don't. You need to take them to a wee Sunday school for somebody else to indoctrinate them into socialist heroes and capitalist villain costumes. On what planet is that acceptable? This is just proper mad behaviour. This is indoctrination. Now, see if you were to, and listen, I'd be saying having the same thoughts, right? I'm just going to go from one side of the pole right to the other, right? If you had a Ku Klux Klan Sunday school and you wanted to teach racism to kids and or whatever, I'd go, you're crackers, right? Get off the smack. Stop it, right? That's a way at the other extreme. But even if you wanted to have a Sunday school and do the opposite of these and have them dressed up as capitalist heroes and socialist villains, I would be concerned for your well-being and your ability to be a bloody parent. Now, capitalism is not a bad thing. Socialism is not a bad thing. In equal measures, they're probably all right. So I don't understand how it's accepted that you can paint this picture to 0 to 12-year-olds about socialists being heroes, capitalists being villains, and bet your bottom dollar if I opened up a charity tomorrow and that was your ethos and that's what we were teaching kids, folk would be demanding I'll get shut down. Imagine if I had decided to hold in that same building, right, a Sunday school where we painted Star of David's. Yeah? And we taught people to protest against Hamas. How would that be viewed in society? I know how it would be viewed in society. You know how it would be viewed in society. And it is no worse, no less than what these people are doing to children. And I genuinely can't believe it. So I had a wee smidgen about their Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. And then I noticed that they've got a website. So I thought, I'll have a wee snifty at that. It didn't make me any calmer. So let me just read the About section on the Red Sunday School's website. redsundayschool.org if you don't believe me, because I would struggle to believe this if it was a stranger telling me in a video, right? Red Sunday School is a space for children and young people to think for themselves. Play with freedom. Up to this point, I'm like, that's no bad, right? So you've got a wee room on a Sunday, they can go and play with freedom, right? So they can paint and throw fitbits about and do what they like, right? Then it gets a bit weird. Question the world about them, around them. Why would anybody take a 2-year-old to that? And change it. So these 2-year-olds are going to change the world. Organised on the principles of socialism and solidarity, the school provides tools and resources for the creative exploration of nature, culture and society from a radical perspective, and encourages active participation in the great struggles of our day. There you are. That sounds like a fun Sunday for a 5-year-old, doesn't it? What 5-year-old needs to be dealing with this nonsense at 5? And they take these kids for 0 years. So you can take your 2-year-old there. Take your 6-month-old one there. And they're actually described themselves as radical. but that's all right because it's left radical, no right radical, right? I would suggest anything radical maybe isn't for kids, right? Whether it's left or right, even radical centralism. Leave them alone. They're wains, right? Anyway, where were we? This encourages active participation in the great struggles of our day. They are anti-racism, the climate crisis, feminism, and the revolutionary transformation of capitalism. What? What person wants to send their 0 to 12-year-old kid on a Sunday to learn about anti-racism? See if you can, as a parent, teach your kid to be nice to people from other races. You shouldn't have a kid. You don't need to send them to a Sunday school for that. The climate crisis. If the climate crisis is a real thing to you and your life, and and it really is that bad that you need to send your kid to a Sunday school to get taught about the climate crisis, give your wains a break. Let them enjoy being wains. Feminism. Kids, why is feminism even a topic to preschool kids? Why would anybody think setting up an organisation with that aim is worthwhile? And the revolutionary transformation of capitalism. Yeah, we'll teach you wains all about it because it's terrible. As they describe it, one of the great struggles of our day. The revolutionary transformation of capitalism. Getting up off your arse and going and making some money. That's bad. Let's teach these wains. Don't be doing that. Don't stick in it to school. What for? So you can hug trees. So you could be an organiser in protests when you're a young adult and not, at the back of the queue like your dad. I'm not finished. Red Sunday School sets out to be an antidote to current mainstream education focused on producing workers ready to compete in the marketplace, regardless of their mental and physical costs to young people. Right, so their idea of mainstream education is we're getting kids ready to be workers and compete in a marketplace of workers. I don't actually agree with that. I think people come out of school without any of those. I don't think that would be a bad thing if we produced teenagers ready to go out and compete in the marketplace as workers. I don't think that's particularly bad. However, these people do. And they think it's got a mental and physical cost to young people. So what they want to do is they do want kids that can go out and get jobs. That's what they're saying here. Read their words. That's exactly what they're saying. That's a bad thing. Even though what they're saying mainstream schools do is actually inaccurate, but they believe that that's what mainstream schools do. They produce workers ready to compete in the marketplace. My heavens, help my bob, eh? I would love schools to do that, but they think that would be a terrible thing, and they're going to be an antidote for that. They're going to stop that. So what do these people do if they follow this curriculum and they totally rebel about school, about try to turn them into competent workers, and they leave normal education? What if these people have indoctrinated them into making banners, making up chants for rallies, and actually taking them to rallies? I don't think my kids are well out their teens now. I can't think of sitting down with either of the two of them when they were under 12-year-old and want to talk to them about wars. And if I did genuinely believe it was genocide at a particular war, which these people obviously do, because they're saying that there's a genocide problem in Palestine, I don't think I'd turn over the news if my young child was in the room when that sort of stuff came on the telly. I wouldn't be talking to them about it. I wouldn't be taking them to a Sunday school to get indoctrinated into that way of thinking. I would try and protect them and enjoy their childhood. These people are absolute cranks. Every single last one of them with their foot gloves on and far too many layers of thermals, right? And I think what is it you call them again? Fleeces. Love the fleeces, these types of parents. They don't go hill walking, but wander about the town with the silly shoes and that on as if they're just back from the Alps, right? Now they've got a wee place to take their wains, to turn their wains into them. See, their parents, they're probably nothing like that. These were people that probably went to university, couldn't actually find anything that they were really good at, and are sitting in some wee cooperative working place doing some stupid job for, I don't know, Arabian monkey teachers that can't get a job anywhere and try to, you know, find funding to let them sit in the house and make up placards for fucking demos, right? That's the type of jobs these people do. And they're probably, like, oh, and I need my child to be the same. I mean, I don't want him to be a bank manager like my dad, right? I'll carry on these people. Absolute rockets. Do us a favour. Give your reins a bitty. Take me a park. Give him a football. Put him in a swing. God forbid. Let him roll about in some dirt, right? Use crackpots. Take them to a Sunday school or that to indoctrinate them into how to go to a rally, how to paint a banner, how to make up a demo chant. Use are absolute rockets, and you'll justify it in your own mind and try to justify it. Oh yes, yeah. So we took Farquhar, Rodri, and Roderick to that little red Sunday school. It's fantastic, fantastic. Now the three of them don't want to have any favourites, you know, because that's a bit unwoke, isn't it? But the oldest, I mean, his banner with how he interpreted the pain and suffering in Gaza was wonderful with his banner. You would love all that shite, wouldn't you? Honestly, I can't cope with this anymore. I've had enough, right? I need to stop this video before I start throwing the camera about and swinging it about, shouting at these lunatics. Anyway, if you liked the video, get a thumbs up, share it with your pals, watch some stuff, subscribe if you want, you know, the usual. Stick some comments in the comments if you want. But the most important of all, despite all these tree-hugging mad lefties, right? Have a great day. Cheery bye now.